2022 proved the world of politics isn't as predictable as some would hope. Republicans were riding high with expectations of taking over Congress, while President Biden spent the year wrestling with inflation and helping Ukraine wage its war against Russia. Fox's Madeline Rivera shows us the big moments in politics from 2022.
The biggest story in politics in 2022 may have been what didn't happen. Predictions of a Republican wave taking over Congress turned out to be dead wrong.
It was a good day, I think, for democracy. And I think it was a good day for America.
Good for California Congressman Kevin McCarthy, too. Republicans won the House, and he wants to be the next speaker.
When you wake up tomorrow, we will be in the majority, and Nancy Pelosi will be in the minority.
But the year began and ended with a battle to beat back COVID. Despite millions being vaccinated, new variants forced the Biden administration to once again offer free at-home testing kits at the end of the year. A violent and bloody war broke out in Ukraine in February when Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered troops to invade.
I think he is a war criminal.
The White House and Congress led allies to levy sanctions and have sent billions in military assistance to Ukraine ever since. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky came to Washington in December to personally thank President Biden and Congress for the support.
Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
Even before the war began, inflation started taking a big bite out of family budgets. Some parts of the country saw gas prices reach $6 a gallon. Food prices surged higher and still haven't come down. Republicans blamed runaway pandemic spending and didn't excuse themselves.
I think both parties bear responsibility for inflation. Inflation's largely caused by deficit spending, by higher taxes, by the printing at the Federal Reserve.
We will get inflation under control.
To rein in inflation, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates almost all year long. Now they're the highest in 15 years.
This is the best we can do.
As prices went up, President Biden saw his approval rating go down, dipping to the low 40s. In August, he announced up to $20,000 in student loans would be forgiven.
This is a game changer for so many people.
The plan is currently blocked by the courts. 2022 was a huge year at the Supreme Court.
We've made it, all of us, all of us.
Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first black woman ever to be confirmed to the highest court in the land. But just before she joined,
My body, my choice.
and after an unprecedented leak of an early draft, the High Court handed down a landmark abortion ruling overturning Roe v. Wade, leading to nationwide protests and a shakeup of the political landscape.
So now, let me sign the Respect for Marriage Act into law.
And yet, bipartisanship, often endangered in recent years, didn't die out. Congress passed laws defending same-sex marriages, tackling gun reform, and funding benefits for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits. But former President Donald Trump's shadow still loomed large. The January 6th committee investigating last year's Capitol riot held multiple hearings, arguing the former president was directly responsible.
President Trump summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack.
The FBI also conducted a search warrant at the former president's Mar-a-Lago home over possession of classified and top-secret documents.
The shameful raid and break-in of my home, Mar-a-Lago, was a travesty of justice.
Political divisions too often took an ugly turn in 2022. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh was the target of a would-be assassin, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband Paul was hospitalized after an assailant broke into their home and attacked him with a hammer in San Francisco.
There is so much discourse that is fueled by hate and division.
The American people said, whoa, this ain't for us.
Big battle in the House in 2023 may be for House Speaker. Kevin McCarthy is on the hunt for every GOP vote he can find, and his party is promising a slew of investigations, so expect another contentious year here on Capitol Hill. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.